Where's Amaka? Our principal. Did you say?
Principal. I know, I saw that.
Yeah. Very strict.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Where's
Let's
the
start
rest? Yeah. Okay. Before we start, take notes. If you have any questions, save your questions, and after his presentation, then you can have a Q&A. Okay. Every time we have a financial opportunity, always save your questions, and then at the end of the presentation, we can answer all the questions. Because it's supposed to be 45 minutes for FOS and 1 hour for the training. Okay, our next speaker, if you join the company, if you don't have any business yet, now if you join our company, everything will be tax write-off. So let's say, that donut that I bought, I can tax write off the donut, my manicure, pedicure can be tax write-off because when you talk to the client, you have a nice day. My shopping, like this is tax write-off. So we
Even
invited,
clothes, right?
yeah, the mileage from coming here. If you go to Florida for vacation, as long as you talk to some of the people there, yeah, he can help you with all these tax write-off.
But you have to have a 1099 first before you have the.
Yeah. Of course, at the end of the year, you can save your receipt or, I still save my receipt in the shoebox. Until I talk to you, until I listen to your presentation. I didn't raise my hand that time because I'm embarrassed. Nobody.
You know what you can do? Probably you can put those apps that we can use.
Yeah. Receipt tracker.
Yeah, receipt tracker. I still have a shoebox there.
My folder also, monthly folder.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
tell later why not
Yeah.
shoebox.
That's why we invited this speaker. He already. I'm not gonna mention all these things here. I'm not gonna mention how good looking he is. Young entrepreneur. Without further ado.
Single. Yes, single.
Oh, and he's single.
Single by nature.
If you have children,
Yes.
without further ado, I would like to introduce our trainer for this morning, Mr. Chris Coco.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna present this video to know more about me in a snapshot. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, let's try this again. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
People were like, "Oh my God, how long is this gonna take?" Okay, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it exciting. Who among you here has W-2s? Raise your hand. Okay, oh my God, everybody. Okay, who among you here already has 1099s? I have a good news for people that have 1099s. Keep your questions later. We're gonna answer that. 1099s right now, you have more expenses that you can declare, but the thing is, you need to be guided by somebody that knows what are the expenses that you're going to have to declare and which is not acceptable. All right, so we're gonna make this. These are what you call WICO tax. That's my last name, WICO. The first time I presented in Dallas, I said I came from, I do, my company's WICO tax. And then she said from Dallas, she said, "Oh my God, Chris, you came so far." I was like, "Why?" "You came from Waco, Texas." I didn't know, guys, that there's such thing as Waco, Texas, almost there. But that's the reason we learn something every now and then. And I hope, are you guys learning something? Yes? Okay, there you go. Yes, there's no energy. They did lunch. Okay, so we're going to do the top 10 tax savings and bookkeeping tips for business owners, plus the payroll tax refund or employee retention credit. I'm going to try to use more layman's terms so people would understand. All right, this webinar, so to meet your expectation, I'm really good on this time frame, less than 30 minutes. Question and answer session. Please write down as many questions. If I won't be able to answer your question, you can always scan that code or find me on the website, wicotax.com. You can scan that code to your phone. You can book a free 30-minute consultation. I'm going to put my scan code at the end of the presentation, so you can welcome. After during COVID situation, I did not bring any more business card. Everything right now is virtual. Scan your code. It's easier. So if you want to find more bookkeeping checklists, find us on wicotax.com. Also, you have a gift card. If you will find, we do random raffle for following. We also have YouTube platform. There's a replay. You can always, we provide tax savings tips every Tuesday. If you can save on tacos, you can save on taxes. Okay. All right. How I started, like what we said on the video, I started like you sitting right there, has a dream. But it started when I was 14 years old. Because there are people that what you call nature and nurture. By nature, you want to do something. But because you need to have education, you need to do this, you need to graduate. As immigrants in general, like what Sir Roy was saying, being in America is it's a dream, right? Even when you're in America, you're already there settled, but at the same time, after employment, you want to do something else to give you more, like not just financial freedom, but also time freedom, right? So you can travel and build your business. That's why I'm really excited to share that we are all in the same room, trying to have that kind of time freedom. The reason why you're here is because you're searching for something, and it's something that you never ever stop searching until you get there. Because when you get there, the view is really good from the top. Okay? Ayan. Power! Alright. So that's my twin brother. Everybody has your inspiration. I would like to encourage everybody because the bigger the why, the easier the how. If you have a person, if you have family, you have reasons to keep going, to push and pull through success. No matter what happened to us, just always go back to your going board. Who is your biggest why? Yeah. They said, is this tax or this is more inspiring life coach? It's both. Okay. So that's my family. I said, 2011, when I started the tax industry, you know what I did? After I worked as an operating room nurse, I did not take overtime. I did not take holidays to work because it's double pay. I did not do that because I said I'm not running and chasing for money. I'm chasing for my dream. So that's why after 2 p.m., when I'm after operating room, I always have my stuff, my health products I started selling to house. I never had a car from 2010 to 2013. I always have someone like, Tita, can you please pick me up? And then I want to present something for the product just to sell. And then one time, this is the turning point. That's why a CPA was one of my listeners. He approached me and told me that, Chris, you really are good in this. I will train you. It's not just about the skills and knowledge. One thing that I learned, you need to be coachable. You need to be coachable because you cannot put more water in a glass if it's already full. You need to have two attitude, winning attitude and good learning attitude. Those are the only things that I really did. So that's why from 2011, I stopped my employment in 2015, and then that's where the company Tax has been born. So it's an all-year-round, all-in-one tax payroll bookkeeping service solution. We now serve 90% to 95% of our clients are virtual. It's so easy. Virtual, it gives us so many freedom. You can work from home, and the good thing, there's a home office deductions. It's home sweet home if there are more deductions. And gas prices, we don't want to drive too far just to meet up a client. Okay, so now because of that, I do free this kind of speaking engagement for entrepreneurs because it's not theoretical. This is what I did really starting from the ground up. I do free business engagement, how to start a business, how to scale up your business. Because of that, the SBA, Small Business Administration, who among you here heard about SBA? All right, so last year, despite of the things that happened, we were awarded as a 2022 Business Person of the Year in Texas, which means you contributed to the economy, your sales go up, you promote employment. That's why this is what I live and breathe. And I know you're gonna get there, or some of you can really influence a lot of people that already been in this industry as an entrepreneur or business owner. All right, so there you go. So enough for the publication. So you kind of know that the speaker has the credibility to talk about taxes and business. Just a disclaimer, this is only for informational purposes. It is not legal or tax advice. All right, any numbers or illustrations are just for presentation purpose only. Okay, who among you here tired of doing it yourself? Okay. Right? If you're so tired of doing it yourself, you have to delegate and elevate. Be part of the system. There are only two pieces you have to remember in running a business. You have to find the right people. You have to find the right process, which is what you call the system. That's why this presentation are meant for small business owners, self-employed, 1099s, people work from home, with or without W-2s, e-commerce, high-income professionals making $80,000. Why? When you're making more $80,000, your tax bracket is going higher. For 22, 24, you cannot be staying under your W-2. You need to have a part-time until your part-time become your full-time. Because there are more, IRS code are meant for entrepreneurs and the 1% of the wealthy population. The only people that pay high taxes are on the middle bracket. There are only two class in the US that are not paying taxes or up to zero, the low class, which are making less than $40,000 a year, and the 1% of the population. Who would like you to be part of the wealthy? Right? That's why I talk to you, whoever invited you. How? And then they will get you there. All right. So like what I've said, after all this stimulus checks has been given, there will 87,000 IRS agents that will be hired. So you have to avoid the trial and error approach. So let's do a case study. Ma'am, what's your name?
Ngozi.
Gozi. So Miss Gozi, for example, you have a 1099, right? So for example, Miss Gossi, she has a 1099, and then when you have a 1099, you can start incurring expenses. Okay, so what is she going to do? There are top 10 things that she should do. Write the word accountant. Can you see this one on the top? Accountant. I use an acronym. All right, the first one is A, avoid mixture of accounts. Avoid mixture of accounts. What I'm talking about, when you have a 1099, you need to have a business account. Do not mix your personal. Let's say you have your personal chase. What's your bank, ma'am?
Wells.
Okay, so Miss Gauzy, she should have her own business account where she conduct. From the time that she registered to become a licensed agent, you're a licensed agent.
Yes.
So she should avoid using her personal account, but rather register some like a business account. It could be a DBA, it could be an LLC. Okay, she should avoid using her personal credit card because if there are already 5 years that she's been using her personal account, that could be trigger an audit. And when they find out you don't have a business account, you don't have a credit card, the business credit card, they might consider that as a hobby, especially if there are so many consecutive years she's declaring so many losses. Okay, the business is really meant for us to generate net profit, take home money, not to really use it as an expense marathon, like people keep declaring expenses because we have one client. They own this ramen restaurant. They're making 1.2 million a year. And guess what? They try to apply for the loan. And then when I check their books for the past 3 years, they're declaring between 300,000 of net loss up to 500,000 every year. You know what they did? They overestimated their expenses and underreported their cash income. They did not report their cash income. And then when they approached me, I said, this is in health, this is like a stage 4 cancer. I cannot do something. You guys are C corporation. If I will correct your 2022 for the loan, it's gonna open can of worms way back to the 2018 because it's over expenses and they declare so many losses to the IRS. When I corrected that, the IRS is gonna trigger an audit. It's gonna open can of worms. What happened? And there's so many penalties after that. So I said, you know what? It's better just to start another company because they're planning to apply the building. They're planning to buy the building because they've been leasing that building for the past 3 years. So that's why do not mix your expenses. Your business should always be separate to your personal. And when I say that, who among you here are tracking your mileage as well? You also have to separate your mileage from your business and personal. Okay? So that's why you need to download a mileage tracker. It's available to all the app store, whether you're Google or an Apple or Google store, you can download that because that's also mixing. Who among you here is using one car for business and personal? All right, so you need to have the mileage IQ because at the end of the year, we need to identify what is for business. Okay, next, cut back on manual reporting. That's what I said. Going back to shoe boxes, there are so many apps right now. The only constant thing in life is change. Download a receipt tracker, please. Do not use shoe boxes because when I worked with an auditor 2015, you know the shoe box and then you put your receipts there from gas, Walmart. The numbers faded out, so that whole shoe boxes faded out. There's no number, so that's why she didn't win that audit because of those shoe boxes. Unlike with the mobile app receipt tracker, your financial institution also has that receipt tracker that you can use. That's why you just check on the app store. Because the good thing about that, it can easily be integrated to your accountants. For example, us. You can just send an Excel sheet through your app, and then we will be able to save it. Oh, there's a question.
So how you can do like folder by month?
Yeah, folder. Yeah, that would work.
Not they.
But I'm just a paperless guy. I just don't want bulks of paper. By all means, why not, right? Because some people they find it complicated with. I do understand that there are some people they don't like something not tangible. Yeah, you can do that as long as make sure they're not being erased throughout time. Okay. Next, count with expertise. Letter C. Like for example, if I'm gonna get an annuity and I want to know the difference of annuity versus IUL, I'm not gonna do it alone. I'm gonna have an expert who has been doing this for years. Because sometimes when you want to build your people that are looking for amateur, it's gonna cost you in the long run. I did a question na. Oh, you just
Finish your
okay. Okay, then after that, count with experience. I would rather build my company, especially my business, in somebody's experience because I know they're expensive in the meantime, but they're gonna save me tons of dollars in the long run. The same thing with a financial planner, wealth assessment. People they said 401k is not okay, so I would rather put more diversity and some annuities, IUL, some life insurance, because that's you're planning in the long run. Okay, so count with experience. There are three friends that you need to have in a business. Number one is a lawyer. Number two is a lender. And number three is an accountant. This all people, the lawyer will prevent you from lawsuit. The lender will search for money for you to fund your business to expand, like you guys, if you want to have another office in a different city. And then the other one is the accountant who's gonna do forecasting and projections for your financial statements. It's financially key. If you're capable of lending or getting more money from the government or in the private lenders. All right, next, letter O. Open and check your accounts. Are you checking your business account regularly? Once a month. When you say regularly, once a month or every 3 months, or even put notifications on your phone because there are some who among you experience overcharge or ongoing charge from a subscription that you canceled, right? So those chunks of expenses is really matter when you put them together, like $90 per month that you cancel for the past year, and then it's going on. That's a lot of expenses. So that's why open check accounts, and also right now it's very predominant the what do you call that, the tapping, those hack, the scam. Yeah, they try to introduce you. Oh, by the way, when there's somebody that's calling you from the IRS, and you would see who experienced you're calling like an IRS hotline. It says IRS. Do not answer and do not even engage because the IRS always send the letter if they want to audit you. Okay? Do not engage with anybody and even calling and harassing you if there's an urgency and harassing. Never even pick up the call. But you just always respond with the letter. This IRS letter, for me, this is our love letter because we want to deal with the letters and respond in behalf of our clients. All right, so open and check accounts. And next, letter U, utilize every deduction. I've said the first one is your mileage. Are you guys declaring your mileage? Okay. The second one would be the home office. Who among you here has home office? All right. So if you're doing Zoom, if you're doing your payroll, do this business, anything that's related to your business, it should be ordinary. It should be necessary to conduct the business, and make sure there's a physical division of your home office. Take a picture. Okay. So for example, like I did the live chat today, he has a 4-bedroom. The other one is set up as a studio, and that's a good home office deduction. So how does it work? Write this down. The first technique enable for you to know your home office deduction is to compute the studio or the office space divided by the total square feet of the house. Example, if my studio is 200 square feet and my house is 1,000 square feet, 200 divided by 1,000 square feet is how many? 20%. Okay, because 200 divided by 1,000 is 20%. So which means all expenses like internet, utilities, mortgage is 20% deduction for your business this coming year. All right, if that's what you did last year. So that's how the easy computation for the deductions, but you need to know your square feet. Okay. All right, that's utilize every deduction. The uniform that you're wearing, I know people, how do you wear this? Like when you talk to the client, you somebody says I'm gonna buy the blazer. Yeah, you can use that. You can use that as a uniform because sometimes you have to dress to impress. If you're trying to ask for like $1 million or 100,000 of investment, you also have to look professional. And then your laptop, all of these things should also be a deduction for your business. Even your cell phone, right? Do you have a different business phone from your personal? Okay, I mean, it's case-to-case basis. For me, I have always a business phone. So business number because I can easily track all the transactions and business communications with my client. Next, letter N, need payroll accuracy. This is for people that insurance work differently. I know as national, some insurance company, they don't want issue 1099 to your S corporation. But this applies for general business owner who has a restaurant. Whenever you're making, let's say $150,000, an example, and then you still have a net profit of 50,000, that is the time that I suggest that you have to put yourself on payroll. Why? Because every
Say
now
it again, say it again.
so for example, you're making gross sales in a restaurant, $150,000. And then after that, your expenses is only 100,000. So how much is your taxable, your net? 50. That 50,000 should be your payroll. You have to put yourself under W-2. But there's an extra step of doing that. Why? Because that 50 is subject to self-employment tax, 30% plus. But if you put yourself on payroll, remember, Ms. Gossip, she has other expenses. She has to pay the mortgage, she has to pay the kids' childcare, she has to pay all of those. Where is she gonna get those money if she's a full-time the
From
business?
the payroll.
Yes, from the payroll, but she cannot just withdraw those money there because those are going to be taxable. So that's why at the end of the year, she needs to have a W-2 on her end, and the 50,000 is a business expense. Is it break even? Right? So 100,000 for business expense, for her business expense, and another 50,000 for her payroll. So that's one technique, sir.
Well, you talk about the net income, right?
Yes.
That would take care of the income tax changes.
That net income is the taxable income for your Schedule C.
So that will go to your scheme.
Yes, yes. So might as well that 50,000 convert it as a payroll expense for your business, or in fact, you're the one paying yourself on payroll.
But with PFA and NNG, they will not issue your 1099 on your corporation.
Exactly.
You want it because you're a licensed agent, you're responsible for all your business.
Yeah.
So, initially, there was a danger of commingling of accounts.
Yeah.
So, I just, after 5 years, I just opened another business account in the LLC.
Right.
So, how will you collect that?
Because it's more about the mapping. That's why I said it's a general business, because you guys, it's very critical because you need to have your license, and your license is attached to your social security number, and your license is attached with your error and omission. That's the reason why there's a case. It's not this payroll situation does not apply to this insurance agent, because the company that you work, the national, they don't issue with your S corporation. But in general business owner, let's say nurse practitioners and restaurants, they can do this kind of setup. That's why when somebody told you, oh, you should be an S corporation or you should be an LLC, just try to be careful with that. You need to really consult what is the nature of your business, because not like, especially insurance, not this kind of industry allows an S corp to operate as becoming like a insurance, or I don't know, it's different complex.
So, for PFA, LLC is a license.
Well, I mean, you can be a DBA, you could be an at the end, because at the
You
end,
don't wanna commingling of accounts, investment.
I mean, like for there's what you can do is a DBA. An LLC is more like this is more like a limited company, limited liability company. They need to have your EIN, and I don't think like insurance agents, they don't issue your commission based on your employer's identification number, right? They don't. They don't. So it's just kind of, it's very tricky and delicate. So that's why we can have. I need to see what's your setup to the state, and how much. What are you being paid on your 1099? Is it issued to your 1099, to your social, or EIN? So that's what matters.
So,
Social, and that makes it challenging. Okay, but it doesn't mean that you cannot deduct. You can still deduct using a sole proprietor regular Schedule C. Okay, tax savings benefits. I discussed this retirement accounts. You need to open, because you guys are far advanced with this one. Tax savings benefits are what? Tax now, tax later. We have that. We have the 401k tax later. Because for an S corporation, you can have a sole 401k. You can also have annuities, and there is tax never, which are the cash value life insurance. What else? The 529 savings plans. So those are the things that you guys know better than me what it is. So those are the tax savings benefits that the company can have with its employees. Even term insurance, like group insurance for the employees, you can also offer that to as an employer. You know why? It's because sometimes, do you believe that your employees are your asset? It's so hard to train another employee rather than to retain and making them happy, the old employees.
Yes.
Exactly. It's so hard to train. I'm telling you, I love like then during COVID situation, all the new ones they don't want to work in the office because of the COVID. So that's why being independent contractor, it's giving you more or less headache or peace of mind because you know you don't need to hire employees. Everybody could. This is a good platform to start as an independent agent, and you don't need to worry about payroll taxes for your employees. Okay. All right. Please write this down. Letter A. All tax forms will be needed. I'm telling you what are the two tax forms that are very crucial. There are only two tax forms that are subject to automatic audit. W-2. Number one is W-2. And the second one is 1099s. W-2s and 1099s. Any type of W-2 you need to bring it to your tax professional. Any 1099s you need to bring it to them. Because that is automatically reported to the IRS. Because if you did not, we have a client, 2017. She withdrew her money, Lincoln Financial. She with Fidelity. She withdrew her 401k and she did not report that 30,000 withdrawal. It's a 1099-R. So what happened? She only reported her W-2 and another 1099 for her rental income. And then she forgot that within 2 years, she got audited. So be careful. But the other question, Chris, what if I don't have 1099s but somebody paid me? Does it happen? People that are doing catering. Somebody issue a check.
Yes.
Chris, it's cash. Okay, anybody that makes $400 a year, you have to report your income. Okay? Whether it's with or without 1099. And it's very common with caterers. Because somebody like, for example, you cook me fancy. I just give you, or you cater for my birthday. I just pay you 300, and then you put it together. There are like 10 people who give you 300. It's 3,000. Those are reportable income. Okay, doesn't mean that you don't have 1099 that you're not required to report. You have to report as long as it's 400 and up in a year. Okay. Need and organized records. This is what you need to have an Excel sheet, or if you don't have an Excel sheet, do you have? How are you monitoring your expenses right now? I'm not. Just by ear. Okay, your credit card statement at the end of the year, it actually categorizes it by what is the gas, travel, uniform. So that's why it's handy. For people that have advanced, have multiple businesses, it's better to use some QuickBooks software, QuickBooks accounting software, because who among you here use QuickBooks? Okay, Excel sheet. QuickBooks is more like an iPhone, and then Excel sheet is like more like a Nokia. So with the QuickBooks, your business bank account and then your credit card account can integrate there. It's gonna be thrown on that software. And our responsibility is to categorize and reconcile those expenses. And every month we're just gonna ask you, if you withdraw $200 from your ATM, we will ask you, is this a business or personal? It happens, right? Okay. And number one top priority report,
QuickBooks or what?
QuickBooks Online. It's an accounting software. Yeah,
Is that free?
Oh no, you have to pay $20 to begin with monthly.
Monthly.
Yes, but the good thing, that subscription is a business deduction.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and then number one, top priority reports. Who among you here has an S corporation? Partnership? Nobody? The deadline is March 15. Yes.
So now, well,
Huh?
the C corp and S corp, so what is the difference?
What's your
The C corp and S corp.
Okay, S corp, C corp, way back 1970s, people have a C corp is for people that have foreign investors, like 75 to 100 shareholders. C corp is not applicable for most companies, even Hulu and Amazon. You can be an S corp. Why? An S corp means sub corporation or sole corporation, because if you don't have foreign shareholders, if you don't have more than 75 shareholders, the C corp will do no good for you, because the problem with C corp is subject to double taxation.
What about the S corp?
S corp is not. It's a pass-through entity.
So, is it better to be an S corp versus LLC, or can you just have LLC?
if we're talking about the insurance agents, I'm not gonna suggest for you become an escort because it's like an airplane, okay, guys? An airplane, all right? An LLC is an airplane, all right? So the economy is what you call a sole proprietor, right? Which means you have more taxes, but you're still an LLC. An LLC is a structure of your business to the state level, okay? So when you become an escort, you're gonna go to the comfort part, right? Because you want to issue yourself a payroll. The only time you want to become an escort is if you want to put yourself on payroll, which does not apply with insurance agents. Okay? Then, if you want the business class, like more tax savings or legs flexibility, that's tax flexibility, you can be LLC C Corp elected. Okay? But on this room, I'm not gonna suggest that you need to be a C Corp right there and then. You're still an LLC to the state level, limited liability company, but your tax treatment will be different from sole proprietor to S Corp to a C Corp. Okay? The more that you want more tax flexibility, the more paperwork will it require on your end. So, in a nutshell, insurance agents, I'm not going to recommend that you need to be an S Corp. Okay? Not yet. All right, that escort only applies for a traditional business that have brick and mortar, they have a retail store. Those kind of businesses can have an escort.
So what income threshold
Mhm.
would you recommend?
Income threshold.
If, we're gonna make money here, let's face it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time. So what, when do we convert the LLC to an S corporation?
I would rather explore the other benefit of tax savings, like you can buy some passive properties, let's say rental income, that where you can use it as Airbnb. But it's not really going to do you any good in terms of tax savings if you become an escort, unless otherwise you started to diversify your portfolio. People that have a lot of money, they started to buy rental properties. That's one thing because of the depreciation. And then they started to buy this passive income that generates them more revenue, but at the same time, their taxable income gets lower because of the depreciation of a complex property, let's say apartment, because you can always use bonus depreciation or the depreciation alone. Okay, so that's why I said it's not one size fits all. I'm not gonna suggest that if we're gonna keep talking S corp, there's no tax savings as far as I can see here because your company that pays you, they do not recognize S corp to be issued their income go to your S corp. It always goes directly to your social security number. Does it make sense? It is. Yeah. I mean, and then chat. Sure. All right. So that's all for the accountant. I hope you learned something. This is just an overview of an ERC. But who among you here has employees? Nobody. Okay, but anybody that has ERC, what happened now, ERC is an employee retention credit. It means to say that, I'm not going to go over with you because you don't have employee. In a nutshell, if you have an employee, one employee, and then on 2019, 2021, you got affected with COVID. Let's say they shut down your coffee shop, and then your employees, whether they're sick or not, and then your sales went down by 50 to 20%, they are giving up to 25,000 per employee. Okay, so it's up to 25,000 if you qualify. This is like after the Paycheck Protection Program has been exhausted, after the EID, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan has been exhausted, there are buckets of billions of dollars of money on the payroll tax refund. So what they did, employers that have W-2s before 2019 to 2021, they're gonna return the payroll tax, which are the Social Security and Medicare contribution of the employer, up to 25,000.
But there's a class. Before anything else, you have to enter your employees in the system, otherwise you will not get paid.
Exactly, that is the applicable where
To do that.
you need to have your quarterly 941 reports, which is the payroll and the 940, and then the payroll summary report, and also your quarterly bookkeeping reports. So that's why it's 3 years. It's like an X-ray. You compare year to year if there's a diagnosis, how does it affect 1 year after the other. Like the category would be your you were shut down. The second one is there's a decrease in sales, and then you have employees. Those are the three basic requirements to qualify for the payroll tax refund. But if you qualify, like our clients, we got 50,000 for them. They don't have to pay the IRS. It's a 50,000 for their past 3 years. That's why this is something we specialize in. Okay, so there you go. We have a bookkeeping bundle for clients. Who among you here filed their taxes already? Not yet. Okay, file your extension. If you're having a problem doing your where to put the rental income or expenses, we can do that for you, but you always have an audit assistance for the next 3 years, which means to say, if your expenses are still cluttered, we can do that for you from January to December. We also, once we do your books and then your tax together, you're already covered with our audit assistance. Any problem on those expenses, we will be the one taking care of answering the IRS on your behalf. And because we're going to organize all your expenses together and qualify which expenses you can deduct or not through our bookkeeping and tax bundle, only exclusive for your 2022. Okay, so that would be all.
We have a CPA on standby.
Yeah, we do have a CPA right now. Once somebody get audited, but remember, a tax preparation and bookkeeper, they don't need to be a CPA, right? They partner up with
No, just in
CPA.
case there's an audit.
Oh yeah, if there's an audit, we do have. Okay, so these are some of the benefits of outsourcing. Save time, peace of mind, save money, and this is the most important thing for business. We were able. Who among you here get PPP? Paycheck Protection Program. Before they changed the law 8 times, they give self-employed money. The Paycheck Protection Program, self-employed. So this is the best one. We got 20 to 80,000 for a paycheck protection program. You know why? Anything that you're doing, whether you apply for the loan, you apply for SBA, you apply to the private lender and submit to the IRS, the backbone, the atom of anything is financial statements, right? You need to have an up-to-date profit and loss statement and balance sheet. Okay, that's why from our client that 6 months of applying for the loan, we got them less than 3 months because we're up to date with their financials. Okay, that's why Wyco Tax provides Wyco, my last name, worry-free, year-round competitive and on-time tax payroll bookkeeping service solution here in the US. So that's why check our reviews. This is we have 707 plus. This is our testimony. You can search us in Google anywhere, but at the end of the day, you have to choose which one you want to present to the IRS. Is this the one that you estimate or that one that's organized? And then, where do you think you are, on the left or on the right? Who among you is still thinking, oh my God, there's no food. I have to run the groceries. I have to take a break. So we are all here at the beginning, right? But do not stay there. You need to delegate and elevate your business. And thank you guys for listening, because great things in business are never done by one person. It is done by the team of people. You. That's why we are we. Okay, there you go. So guys, award certifications, I'm not going to go over that. You will be given a chance to have a peace of mind by having an expert who will keep you away from the IRS. Would you take it? Okay, so that's the end of my presentation. This is my contact information. Yes, so there. Okay, guys, thank you. Questions, Q&A.
How much is the bundle?
All right, the bundle we have to discuss because it's case-to-case basis. We don't know how much we're going to do, but we want to discuss that in a one-on-one consultation, 30 minutes. Yes.
So, the first question I have is, how do you deal with like here in Houston, we have some rigid, maybe employers, which for some reason there was issue here and there or whatever, and they don't want to release your 1099.
Employers.
Yeah, employers issue. So then maybe whatever they pay you, you have it up on your bank account.
Mhm.
How do you get that into tax so you don't fall victim of IRS audit when they are not sending you? So there's something
Okay.
the employers also have penalties for not sending out their 1099.
Yeah, the problem with that is the technical term. Let me just go back to the beginning. So her question is that what if the employer doesn't give 1099, right? Okay, in the beginning, they should not be called as employer. They should be like your contractor, because there's one thing that if they don't want to issue, you can report them that they don't wanna issue. It happened to a restaurant. The restaurant, she has this kind of, the Department of Labor can step in, because if they did not issue you, let's say you're an employee and they did not give you W-2 and they give you 1099, that happened. There's what you call misclassification of employee. So you can tell.
Because by law, if they give you a W-2, they have to match whatever.
Yeah, by law, they're supposed to, the big season of Canadian is supposed to go out by 31st of January and following every year. That's by
No,
law.
what I'm saying is, some people do away with the matching, by issuing the 90, that's even if you are a W-2.
The first thing, do not accept cash.
Huh?
Do not accept cash, because you need to have like a
There's no cash, there's no card, whatever they paid went into the bank, they said that they sell credit into bank account.
yeah.
But now they don't want to,
Give you a 1099.
want to give it 1099
They-
for the few time that you work for them for,
What your responsibility as a taxpayer, you need to still report those even without a 99. It does
So
not.
I know that's what I'm asking. So you go to your bank account and see the amount, but maybe now you don't even have their so to speak, their team number, that you know the company.
The employer.
So you just go ahead and just complete whatever you have from your bank account and report it to your client.
Yeah,
You have to also report them to IRS.
you can report them, and also make sure that you have a W-9. W-9 is your contract that you're treated as
That's the
contractor.
problem. Some of these African companies, they violate a lot of laws. They don't even have like W9 and all that. So they just like contract people without doing to the normal person. And this happens a lot of
Yeah.
people. So that's why I'm asking that question.
Well, the only thing you can do is just to keep your record, and there's not so much, when you report to the IRS, yeah, they can look at company for you, as long as you know the company name. And you need to have you need to get a W, like when you begin, just to safeguard yourself, try to give them your W-9. They need to provide their employer's identification number, because it's dealing with the business. Anything that's not recorded, it's really a challenge.
So that was the impact. How about another question?
Okay.
My question is, I went into trouble not even having a business, and IRS audited me because I worked for this large company after I retired. And I worked for them 3 months and no life. So they paid me huge money for that 3 months.
Yeah.
And they sent their 1099 after the tax date, after I had done my tax.
Yes, ma'am.
But they sent the 1099 to IRS. So
After, right? After.
IRS jumped on